Kane, I found the podcast.
Like my hand.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Whoa. Okay.
You can hear me. I can hear you. I see you.
I don't see you. I'm blind, actually.
It's like the Tarzan where he puts the hand on and he goes, I see you. You feel me. That's not it.
That's not anything. Have you ever seen Tarzan?
Tarzan's the
It's
one.
a Phil Collins movie.
Did you know in the credits it actually just says like songs by Phil?
By Phil?
Yeah.
They're on a first name basis.
That's what I said.
Tarzan and Phil
They're
Collins.
such good friends with Phil Collins that he's just like, like they introduce everyone like, here's this cast member. There's our director of photography, and here comes Phil. Get over here, you crazy bastard! All those wacky songs. We wanted one song. This son of a bitch. He gave us a whole 4.
I really like that soundtrack. I think all those songs are really good.
I got it at a Value Village a few months ago.
Well, like a CD, cassette.
CD.
Oh, I was hoping it'd be a cassette.
Yeah. Well, then we could play it.
Yeah. Well, I have a CD player that can play cassettes as well.
It does both?
It does everything.
Wow.
Did you ever have those? You bought like they came in cereal boxes, I think, and they were CDs, but they were the stories of Disney movies, and you could play them, and then it would come with a book, and it would read along as well, so you could read as it was reading.
Yeah,
It was my
yeah.
favorite
Those
thing
are cool.
ever.
I remember in like grade 2, I made this one friend who it was a whole other story how we became friends, but like I wasn't playing with anyone at the recess, and then the teacher's like, that I've never even seen before or after. They're just like, oh, are you not playing with anyone? And I was like, no. Why don't you play with this guy? And then he just brought me to some kid and he sat down and you're like, hey, do you like Scooby-Doo? Oh, I love Scooby-Doo.
Oh, see, I wouldn't have become friends with him.
And then probably halfway through the year, his mom shows up in the class, but he's not there. Yeah.
Wait.
And so he's like, the mom's like, can you give this? Gives this to a teacher. Is Winston here? And then this is from your friend. He's leaving this for you. And I was like, is he dead?
What?
And it's like, it was every single Disney movie, but in like book form. And I was like, why? We never brought up Disney once.
We talked about how much we hated Disney. Wait, what happened? Did he move away, or like, what happened to this kid?
Oh, he came back like a few months later. And I was like, why did you give me that? And he's I don't know. My mom said, do you want this? And he said, no. I don't know. Just give it to Winston then.
That's really funny.
I think that's how I learned about most of my Disney movies.
From the book?
Yeah.
Wow. Look at you.
Because I feel like Disney's one of those things that you kind of just grow up knowing, like Star Wars. Everybody knows the twist as soon as you're born.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's weird.
You can't really spoil Empire Strikes Back.
No.
Remember when that was? It's still like one of the most referenced things. What do you think is the thing that's been referenced the most in other medias? It's probably Star Wars, right?
Yeah. It was for a while. There was just like a list of things that every TV show or movie had a reference.
Yeah.
It's like Star Wars, The Matrix. Surprisingly, Lord of the Rings wasn't on that. Maybe because it was just so intricate.
Lord of the Rings is boring.
Wait, Gollum.
More like bored of the rings.
He's back, baby. Oh,
thought I lost it, but I didn't. I'm back.
And speaking of which, you are back from the war.
I am back from the war. Rest in combat.
Did you? How many kills? Come on.
I'm not legally allowed to say, but let's just say my age times 2 would be half the amount of kills that I have. I feel like this water bottle is really loud. It makes a squeaking sound.
I don't know. Let's check. That sounded nothing like that.
Remember when these were made specifically for like hockey games? Because you're supposed to pour them through the cage.
I love that image.
Because that's what, because like the biggest struggle in hockey is when you're on the bench and you have to take off your helmet just to drink. It's not worth it. So they made the ones that you can squirt, and then they were so popular. Everyone's like, well, let's just sell them, and then they're the biggest water bottle in the world. We're not sponsored by Gatorade, by the way.
Why not?
We're sponsored by Gatorade.
We should be sponsored. No, what we get is
Free Gatorade.
if we. There's a problem though. Our sponsor is like President's Choice Energy Juice.
I'd be down for that.
I remember when I saw Powerade, I was like, oh, that's so blatantly a ripoff. That's not gonna last. I have Powerade more than I have Gatorade.
I think Powerade might be better than Gatorade.
I think it is.
Is that the only one where the knockoff is better?
Mountain Dew and Mellow Yellow.
Mellow Yellow.
Did you ever Mellow Yellow?
I've never heard of it.
Wait,
is Mountain Dew the knockoff or the original?
Mountain Dew's the original.
Oh, okay.
But Mellow Yellow is the ripoff.
Did you ever have Moon Mist? It was a knockoff Mountain Dew. It was really good.
It went very well with my energy crystals. Moon Mist.
Moon Mist.
Is that like Sierra Mist?
Who?
Sierra Mist?
Who?
What's Moon Mist?
It's a drink.
Okay.
It's like, it's the brand that does all the knockoffs. Faygo. The knockoff soda brand.
That's their name?
Yeah, Faygo. Faygo.
Oh. I thought it's very close to Fake-O.
Fake-O. Yeah. They're an Oreo brand.
No, what are their Oreos called? They're called Dunkin' Pucks.
Okay, hold on. Or people are like Oreos, their whole marketing thing is like milk's favorite cookie or whatever, because you're supposed to dunk your Oreos in milk. But no, the best cookie to dunk in milk is a chocolate chip cookie.
I agree.
Because it gets like slightly soggy and then it's soft and warm and delicious.
I think what they're going for is how like classic chocolate chip cookies are a lot of crumbs and just little tiny details that work together make that big cookie. That's stupid. Why did I say that?
Wait.
They fall apart more. Like stuff just crumbles off, and then your milk is just filled with
Crumbs.
floaters.
Yeah, that's the worst part about eating cookies.
Oreos don't deteriorate; they just get soggy. But the cream keeps it together.
But also, Oreos are kind of gross. I don't know.
I go through phases.
There's never the right ratio to cookie to cream.
In general for cookies or just Oreos?
In Oreos.
Okay.
Double stuffed is closer, but then there's too much cream. It's like you're so close to getting it right. There's not enough on a regular Oreo, and there's too much on a double stuffed.
Are you that guy who takes the cookie off and then you just like just slice a little sliver off? Just okay, now it's the right proportion.
No, but that actually sounds like a great idea.
That's so loud.
What are you hitting?
Oh, sorry guys. It's the construction outside camp.
Have you felt when the construction is like going really hard and it shakes the entire building?
I'm like, is there something on the roof?
That was crazy.
God, someone's gonna rappel through your skylight and be like, "This is a raid."
The worst part about the skylight is that it's so bright in the morning. This morning, oh my god, I woke up at like 7 after we went to bed at like 5. And then I was like, it is so bright. And then I just kind of like kept going back to sleep for like an hour, half an hour at a time, and then I'd wake up, and then I was just in bed till like 1. So
we were out causing troubles, getting in riots.
Yeah.
It's like when they send those monkeys into villages with chains and they just smash against people's walls and like kick stuff over.
Yeah, you know that classic scenario when they send monkeys into people's towns with chains?
I just said that.
That's not a thing. Name one town it happened to. Oh, okay.
You were gone. You were at war. We needed you here.
The war was here all along.
2 wars. Already these wars on American soil. Sometimes I'll watch the scenes where like they just go crazy over something, and sometimes you can tell it's like an improv line.
Yeah.
And the way that they're able to just like keep straight face like while their friend is just screaming, I'm driving a big truck, I'm a big man, I'm gonna have my muscles. Rock the agony, girl, which was just off the top of his head, and you just see like Rob's next to him, just like, where in real life he'd just be screaming from laughter.
Yeah, there's it's an outtake of Charlie singing the song about the spider, and he's like doing different versions, and everyone is just cracking up so much, and Danny DeVito's just filming Charlie doing it on his phone.
That's awesome.
It's the funniest thing.
My favorite part about that scene is just, the song's light, okay. There is a spider, and then their faces are like immediately like, all right. I didn't hear anything about spiders, no ghouls. Good job, Charlie. Lock him in the basement.
What's the place that Charlie goes to in like the Ducks? His bad room?
That's where he goes to smash bottles. Yeah. That's great.
I have thought about, so if you could pay, let's say, $100, and then you go into an exact replica of your house, but you can smash anything you want. You can smash up the whole place. You can do whatever you want in there. I would absolutely do that. It'd be so much fun. Even though I was like, I like all my stuff. If I could just smash it, it'd be so fun. You know?
Do you get to be invincible while you're smashing a house?
No.
Oh.
Why? What would you do if you... Okay, hold on. What would you do if you were invincible? And then I'll decide whether or not you're allowed to be.
For some reason, the first thing that popped into my mind was the TV that's like mounted on the wall close to the ceiling. I would like grab onto it and just like push myself off the wall to try and rip it off. And a TV's gonna land on me, but if I'm invincible, it'll be fine.
It wouldn't hurt that bad if you weren't invincible. How heavy is your TV?
It's bigger
in
than
stone.
I think it's bigger than yours.
The one on your wall?
Yeah, at home.
It's like 4 times bigger than mine.
Oh. No, it's okay. Yeah. Do you want to get a curved TV?
Yes, but I want to curve the other way.
That's perfect. You can have like multiple chairs around it, so then no one's left out.
Yes.
We should get that for downstairs.
Why don't they make circle TVs, and then you can all sit around the TV? You can gather around the TV and watch.
That's perfect.
Cut this out. Let's patent this.
That's how we make our money. We just take all these stupid innovations in technology where it's pointless, like curved TVs or a virtual reality. Hang on. And then we reverse it.
Whoa.
Virtual reality. The opposite, our version, is real life. You go out and you're like, oh wow, and I only have to pay $15 a month for the service.
Nice. Do you remember when we did VR at the Cineplex?
That was lobby? A whole experience. A lot of stuff happened.
That was a crazy time.
Yeah, and that was just impromptu as well.
Yeah,
because we were like, let's go see a movie instead of going to Canada's melted wonderland.
Oh yeah.
And then we show up and they have this VR arcade, and there was a John Wick game coming soon, I think, but the Star Wars one was there.
Wasn't the guy running it? You were like playing around. The guy was like, "No, you're supposed to get the lightsaber."
Yeah. I was like, just messing around because it's fun to just like, okay, you don't go like, oh whoa, look at my hands are real. I go like. And just shake them and just see how far I can go. Like, how much can I break this game?
Well, yeah, that's like when we first got a Wii. The first thing you tried to do was throw the bowling ball backwards and see if you could hit the ball.
Yeah.
And you could.
It's great. But the VR one, the Star Wars, it's really dumb because, as usual, VR stuff is, oh, put this thing over in here, Anakin, and press this button. Oh, no, the stormtroopers. It's like, okay, cool, fight scene. Grab your lightsaber. Whoa, it's actually working. And the guy's like, hey, hurry up. You're supposed to do this. I'm like, shut up.
I have a lightsaber. You can't tell me what to do.
I don't pay you to tell me what to do. In fact, I already paid you.
That bird one was so much fun, though.
That was neat.
It was like capture the flag, but we were birds.
You control it with your head, right? You go.
Yeah, you're like looking up and down. Like a bird would.
Yeah.
How do birds... I guess, do birds really have necks? Because like when they move their head, it kind of their body follows. You
That's
know.
true. Maybe they're like BB-8. BB-8 doesn't have a neck, but he's able to move his head around because of magnets.
Is that how he works? Is it magnets?
Yeah, it's like these rotating magnets inside him. So like the head itself like just sticks to the body.
Yeah.
Even like the real life version too. He's cool.
Who was it that was like, oh, this one that's clearly fake because that could never roll on sand, and then they're like, no, but that's real. We did roll it on sand. They're like, oh,
right? That's awesome. And now they decided, oh, we need a new robot for every movie.
Wasn't there an evil BB-8 in the last one?
He had his own little story arc. They saw each other, and the evil one was like, And then later on, when they got caught, the evil one rolls up and is like, And that was the whole story.
Do you remember the weird part where BB-8 saves them? By, like, he hijacks a ship and then, like, kicks in a wall and then shoots down a bunch of people? I was so confused by that. I was like, first I was like, who is this? I thought it was going to be what's his face? The stuttering idiot guy. I hated him so much.
He's a guy, get on him, we gotta...
Yeah, the guy that had the least consistent stutter in the history of anything ever.
He's like Kramer.
Yeah.
He even has like I think he has a puffy Kramer hair. He's like, Finn, let me talk about it. The government is evil. Jerry.
What a weird movie.
It is.
I haven't rewatched it since we saw it in theaters.
I remember when we first saw it, I was like, I was disappointed. Just because I was just thinking stuff like, all right, what's going to happen now? Like, the movie's got to be over, right? Oh, no, we're going to go for like another half hour.
Oh, my God. I remember when they land on like the salt planet, and I was like, oh, my God, that's this movie?
Wait, that was a salt planet?
Do you remember the like the salt mines? And like the red...
Did they tell us that it was salt, though?
Yeah. Oh.
Yes.
Yes, they
Just
did.
double checking. Did they look directly into the camera and let us know what it was?
They sure did. That's my favorite part of that movie. Because
and then
it's salt.
even the guy next to him, the guy who directed Rogue One, was confused. Which is weird.
He's in it?
Yeah, he's the guy next to him. He's like,
but
salt?
I remember in the trailer seeing like the scenes from that planet. And then as I was watching The Last Jedi, it had been like 2 hours. And I was like, I guess that was in the trailer for Rogue One or a different movie or something. And then we landed. I was like, oh my God, there's more.
The part I got angry at was when Millennium Falcon flies in. It's like, da-da-da-da-da, shooting lasers. And all the good guys are like, oh yeah, I love that ship. And the bad guys are like, oh, I hate that ship. And it's like flying through caves and shooting things. And I was like, oh my God, I don't care. Like, I genuinely don't want to see this.
Yeah.
That's what was weird about that movie. Everyone says like everyone hates it because it's so different. No, it's like the same Star Wars as usual. Ugh.
Ugh.
Remember when he says the Force isn't about floating rocks, Rey, and at the end she floats rocks, and then your eyes roll so far in the back of your head that.
Remember the weird experience in the cave when she's like looking at a bunch of
cool.
herself? That's like, it's such a cool...
I'm gonna see if I can do this. That's gonna sound like like in the movie.
Like the movie.
The movie Star Wars, the last.
But also, what was the
Star
point
Wars.
of that? She goes in the weird cave of dark mysteries, but then the mystery was like, it isn't one.
Yeah.
So what was the point of any of it?
That kind of just sums up the movie. So far, these new Star Wars movies have felt like the first one is Star Wars all over again, and this next one is it's all about questioning Star Wars and all about that stuff about destiny and whatever. None of that's really important. And this new one, never mind. Yeah, Star Wars is important.
It is important. Skywalker.
The fact that Kylo Ren puts his helmet back together is the most. It's just the biggest backstep ever.
I was so mad when he broke his helmet in Last Jedi, because I was like, it's such a cool helmet. You look way cooler and more menacing with a helmet on with your dumb hair.
It's nice. Remember, he like takes off the helmet in the first one, and she's like, oh, you're actually a good looking man.
He's just a regular looking dude. It's like
Yeah.
you're just not. Why were you wearing a helmet then?
He's got like Anakin hair too.
Yeah.
Remember in Anakin? Remember the ugly hair from the prequels?
You mean the amazing hair from the prequels?
No.
Remember Obi-Wan's mullet?
Oh God, so bad. Ugh. I hate this stupid Padawan thing where it's like their hair is shaved except for like
With
one
the,
long
the
strip.
little rat tail. Yeah,
God,
it's awful.
gross. Those movies are weird.
I don't think I've seen them all.
You know what? Yeah.
Like I know I've seen 3.
Yeah.
At least I know I've seen the ending and the beginning of it, and I know I've seen at least most of 2. I don't think I've seen any of 1.
You've probably seen scenes of 1. Like you'll be like, oh, that's from 1. Okay.
I've seen the but that's it.
I genuinely like 3.
I think it's pretty. I mean, my hot take is that every Star Wars movie is about equal in quality. I don't think any of them are really that much better than any of the other ones.
Fair enough.
They're all pretty much the same.
No. The originals are the best ones. No, Return of the Jedi is terrible. You're terrible.
Return of the Jedi's fun.
I like
it.
Return of the Jedi.
I like it a lot. It's got a great opening when he breaks into Jabba's palace and he's like... Except it's weird because like 3 people break in, but the first 2 don't work.
Yeah, I know.
They get captured.
They just
Why?
keep going in. It's good.
Why not just send Luke first?
Isn't Luke like a powerful Jedi that could kill people with his mind now? Just send him to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Remember in Empire Strikes Back when Obi-Wan tells him you have to go meet a super powerful Jedi, and Luke's thinking, oh, can't wait to meet this huge buff guy. But it turns out it's just a tiny little green man. And it's like the Force can be anything. It doesn't have to be a big tough man. It could be a little green guy who's so powerful he could kill you with his thoughts. And then in the prequels, he's jumping around doing flips.
Yeah.
It looks so silly.
I love that when he's fighting, what's his name, Count Dooku, and he's like, they're just throwing rocks at each other and like, well,
Oh,
clearly we
God.
can't settle this with the Force, and then they just take out their lightsabers.
No.
Like, no.
So dumb. Also, do you know what Count Dooku's like Darth name is?
Darth Dooku.
It's Darth Tyrannus.
That's a way cooler
It's
name.
so much better. Count Dooku is the stupidest name ever. It's like Dracula.
Is Dracula a stupid name?
Well, no, it's just like, oh, Dracula comes in, he's like, I'd like to introduce you to my brother, Count Dooku. And he comes in, and he's got cross eyes, and he's like, 9/11 was an inside job. He's a bit of a... Dooku's a bit cuckoo.
Nice.
And that's the t-shirt everyone wears. It's kind of like how Mace Windu was thrown out the window. It's like that. It's like they planned these names out. all for the t-shirts.
All for the t-shirts.
Who
Are
else
there a
is-
lot of Mace Windu's at the window t-shirts?
I'm assuming like Loot Crate is those that where it's like the box comes with a t-shirt. This year's theme is characters that died in Star Wars. Look at
That's
all
an
these.
interesting. I like that idea as a theme. He's like dead characters. You're like, here's Ned Stark's head.
There's the Jawas heads. Wait, no. What are the bears in Star Wars?
The bears?
Yeah, the little bears that got hoods on in Return of the Jedi.
Oh, the Ewoks.
Ewoks. Yeah, they're cute.
Did they die?
Yeah, remember that one time one gets shot and the other one's like, no. And he pulls out his lightsaber.
Oh yeah. Do you remember in Solo when we're talking a lot about Star Wars, but also I love Solo. It's probably my favorite Star Wars movie. Do you remember when they're like, feed him to the monster, and then they throw him in the cage, and it's Chewbacca?
Oh yeah, that's good.
It's so good.
Yeah, that the guy who played Han Solo was like the best part of that movie.
He was really good.
Like I've said multiple times, that scene is like, he's like he's in a hurry, like he's got to leave, and he's also trapped and has guards watching him, and there's this monster that he has to deal with, and he has to speak Chewbacca's language, and he's also covered in mud, and it's really dark, and this monster keeps tackling him.
Yeah.
How do you do that as an actor? You're thinking
That's
like,
the
oh, yeah, I gotta
craziest
do this.
scene to ever
Oh, I
act.
also have to do that. Can I just say? I liked that. That was good.
Yeah.
Chewbacca. Well, I'm not gonna call you that. I'm gonna have to give you
It's
a
a bit of a
nickname.
mouthful. Nicknames can just happen naturally. You don't have to explain them. You have to be like, I think I'm gonna call you this because if I shorten your name, then I can just.
That's where your nickname came from.
Yeah.
Kane, I'm a big fan of Fonzie from Happy Days, and he says stuff like, "Hey, Mike Reno," so I'm gonna call you Kane Reno as your nickname.
And I said, yes, very good. I never seen Happy Days.
It's funny.
Is it?
It's one of those old shows where you watch it at first and you're like, "Oh, this is supposed to be funny," but then like that was me with Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
I love Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
I love it too. I watched episodes of it like years ago and I'd be like, "This is fine. I get it, but I'm not laughing." I've been watching a lot recently. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's great.
I think one of my favorite things about Fresh Prince is they have the audacity, 5 episodes in, to do a clip show. Literally the 5th episode is a clip show. Yes. It's insane. It's the funniest thing ever.
What do you do?
Because it's like that episode, it's about Carlton and Will are both going after the same girl, and they're like describing like the reasons they'd be better, and then it'll cut to something from 2 episodes ago, like a cool thing Will did.
Yes.
It's like, why is this happening?
I'm gonna watch that today.
It's so.
Do I have to watch the episodes before?
No, because they play most of them in the clip show.
I was wondering if it'd be funnier because it's just like, yeah, that wasn't us. That was an episode of Seinfeld. Oh, that's what it is. It's like, who are the people that are laughing? The fans.
The fans.
Should we do a clip show?
Yeah.
All right, let's do one right now. All right, I'll set us up. Kane, there you go.
wait a minute.
Do you remember that time that you left us all alone in that Amazon jungle?
I was enjoying my nice martini. I don't know what you were doing in the jungle. Is that a stock sound effect?
Yeah. It's a harp. I have it.
The harp?
I made it.
If you could have the original instrument of any instrument, what one would you pick? Like the very first piano ever made.
I would get the instrument that made this.
That's a door.
Yeah, I want it.
I want the original door.
I was telling Davin, I was watching Supergirl, and in one episode they play it 3 times.
The door sound effect?
That's the most stock sound for a door.
Yeah.
It's like the Willem scream.
The Willem scream?
Ow! You can't use that anymore without it being ironic.
Yeah.
And then if you don't, you seem like a loser. So now you have to use it.
Did you ever play The Witcher?
Yeah.
Do you remember in The Witcher 3, there's like a 1 in 200 chance every time you killed someone, they do the Wilhelm scream?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And one time I like threw a guy off a bridge and he did it, and I was like, wait a minute.
That's perfect. And then it cut to the bottom of the pit you threw him over, and you see the dummy fall over the bridge.
Yeah.
The only time I played Witcher 3 was Peter and I we had drunk game and movie night at his mom's dance studio. It has good acoustics.
Well, hold on.
So we were playing The Witcher, and he's like, it's kind of like the Arkham combat. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm jumping in, and I'm not like landing any of the blocks and none of the hits. And he's like, oh, you're so bad at this. And I was like, well, you do it then. Okay. And he's like, oh, hang on, something's not working. And just the whole time he's just like, well, okay, no, I didn't do it right. That's I'll do it right now. And I was like, it's okay, Peter.
It's okay.
You don't need to be embarrassed.
That game's combat is weird.
Don't like your swords break constantly?
No?
No?
Do they? I don't remember. Do your weapons break in that game?
That's what I
played it in
heard.
a while. Are you thinking of Breath of the Wild?
Do your swords break in that?
Yeah.
Okay,
really annoying.
I think the only thing that's keeping me from playing Breath of the Wild is, he's not green. No, it's got to stand. It's got a stamina bar for running and climbing, doesn't it?
Well, that's what Skyward Sword introduced that. The stamina bar for running.
I hate stamina.
And then it made all the other Zelda games be like, man, I'm moving so slow because you're used to running in Skyward Sword.
Oh, it can make you go. Wait.
They added a sprint in Skyward Sword.
Okay.
But then when you're just running at like a normal speed, that's what every other Zelda game that's always been the default speed. But then you're like, man, this is so slow and lame now.
Not in Ocarina of Time. The way you run in Ocarina of Time, you just go dot dap dot 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 dot.
No, see, you know what's better than rolling is if you turn around, face backwards, hold target, and then run backwards, you're moving even faster. So you just
that's true.
You just run backwards across the entire field.
You're playing Breath of the Wild now, right?
I am, yeah.
I interrupted you in the middle of playing.
You did. I just beat it was a really cool level. It was like shrine. Yeah, my least favorite thing Breath of the Wild is that, like, it's a really cool open world, but everything that you discover is just the same thing. It's all just shrines, because that's, like, the main thing you're trying to find.
Okay.
But it's all, like, there's never anything, like, new you're discovering. It's like you discover a new, like, part of the world, and you're like, wow, look at all these ancient ruins and stuff. And you're like, I wonder what's in the heart of this ancient destroyed temple. Oh, it's a shrine, of course.
Oh.
Because what else could it be?
I guess that's kind of what Skyrim is. Because it'd be like, oh, what's in this cave? Oh, it's thieves and gold and chests.
Bandits and then some gold.
I can't wait to kill them, though.
Yeah.
Or, sometimes Skyrim was just... Sometimes I think it breaks in a way that it just is actually terrifying. I don't like spiders. So, when there's spiders in Skyrim, I'm just kind of like, okay, I see the webs, I'm ready for it. But there was one time, it was like some snowy temple outside of my house. It was outside, and there's these tents all over the place. And I'm like, okay, just go like run in, and they got like chests or like things to loot. Yeah. And I would run in. The tent is like no bigger than you, really. There's a giant spider in it, like staring right at you. And I'm like, it's the only spider in this entire area.
Why?
That was not fair. It was like a jump scare, but it also felt like I was gonna die. Ugh.
I remember the first time I played Skyrim, I was just like walking around on like a riverbank, and I found like a little campsite, and I went in it, and I was just like looting stuff. And then
Can you also scream in your mic?
Ah!
Just to get level. What if we had to do it like with the windows open in construction?
You're just constantly hearing sirens.
I'm really excited for the Joker movie. What?
I'm not that excited for the Joker movie.
Oh, side note, what were you saying before? I don't want to interrupt you.
About Skyrim?
Yeah.
Oh, a similar jump scare thing. A bear just showed up and just knocked over the tent I was in, and I'm also terrified of bears. I hate bears. And I was like, ah! And then you can't kill it because it's so strong early on in the game.
It's so strong. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Bear fair.
I was going to say, no, actually, that's bear. But
That's fair. No, it's bear. It was a bear. You weren't there. You don't care. So the Joker, you're not looking forward to it.
I kind of am. I don't know. I watched the trailers and I was like, this just looks kind of dumb. Like, what's the point of Joker without the Batman? The Joker without Batman.
I think it's just more the idea of if in real life someone had the famous one bad day, what would that look like in real life? I think that's what they're going for. But they're also going for like a...
That sounds really boring.
No, it sounds like it could be a new stepping stone for the DC universe. And I think they're headed in the right direction.
Yeah, also that everyone's so fucking pretentious about it.
Yeah. Oh god, it's one of the greatest cinematic achievements of the 21st century.
Yeah. I love the Joker's one of my favorite villains because he's really interesting, he's really compelling. Cuz his whole thing is like the whole one bad day thing. And he's all about like anyone could be me, and that's... But he really only works with Batman because the whole thing of Batman and the Joker is that they're like cosmically linked together. One can't exist without the other. but now we're just making a movie without one of them.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
I've always really enjoyed first of all, the fact that his origin is like an unreliable narrator kind of thing.
Yeah.
You've gotten stories where he's like he was the Red Hood, and then Batman kind of caused him to be the Joker.
Yeah.
That shouldn't work, but it works perfectly. Because at the same time, it's like, did that really happen?
Yeah.
And also the story that went with it is really good. But you read Killing Joke?
Of course, it's my favorite comic.
Is it?
Yeah.
I read it.
To be fair, I've only read 5 comics, but
I read it.
It's my favorite.
I should bring up my comics from home. They're good, like drawing references.
Yeah.
Oh, did I show you I got Moon Knight?
Whoa! It's right here beside me.
Yeah.
Listen to this.
That's when the Marvel logo comes up. That's the one where he goes into like a building, like raid style, and takes down everybody.
Oh, cool. Wait, didn't they announce Moon Knight movie or TV show or something?
What they did was,
bless you. That was a weird sound.
It was someone in my high school who sneezed like.
My sister Talia has really like baby sneezes. She's like, and you're like, what?
I just pictured like Chris Tucker doing that sound, but he's looking at someone going. But they've announced. I was gonna say a Netflix show because that's kind of what you say now for. Yeah. No, that's what you say for like they're making a show, but it's got a budget. When you get yeah. If it's on like NBC or Fox or whatever, it's like okay, who cares?
Yeah.
But with Netflix, they usually get like half a movie budget or something, and they film it. And they get lots of awards.
And then they canceled Daredevil.
Daredevil.
I'm so upset. I love Daredevil so much.
They announced a Disney Plus Moon Knight.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's probably coming in like 2023. So you better have your Disney Plus subscription ready by then.
It better not already be canceled by then.
Here's a thought.
Isn't the DC streaming thing done already? Didn't they already can it?
Well, here's the thing. I don't know if anybody's watching the shows, but also there's like Netflix has Titans.
Yeah, Netflix has
Titans. HBO has Doom Patrol. I think Amazon or something has Swamp Thing. So it's like, what is the point?
Yeah. Why would anyone buy that?
They need to not do the Disney Plus thing and have a bunch of shows at once. Also, they didn't have like all their DC shows and movies on. I would get it if they had all the like the Arrow shows.
If it had all of Arrow, all of Flash. Yeah.
Like, that's what it... Oh, God. I guess they did screw it up.
Yeah. But also, isn't Warner Brothers doing their own streaming service soon?
Oh, yeah.
Why would you do a DC one first and then a year later be like, now we're doing one? What?
I don't know. It's dumb. That everybody's making these stupid streaming services. And I think it just comes down to what I want to say channels, but like Disney has Disney, Marvel, Star Wars, Fox stuff, National Geographic, whatever, ESPN. So people are going to get them and be like, oh, that's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And if it was just Disney stuff on it, it'd be like, who cares? It's just Disney Channel, but it costs more.
Yeah.
What I was going to say was, who's the badass cop girl from Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
Rosa?
Yeah, she's the tough one, right?
Yeah.
She's like, wow, I almost felt something there.
Yeah.
That'd be the first time in 10 years.
Did you know when she auditioned, she had a cold? Because her regular voice is way higher than that.
Yeah.
And so then now she just does a voice every time she's...
That's perfect.
It's really funny.
That's the guy on Supernatural. You ever watched Supernatural?
I've seen, I think, bits and pieces. I've never watched a full episode.
There's one of the main characters is an angel, and his voice is like this. And
wait, like a literal like angel from heaven?
But his real voice is like just super normal, and he's like, I hate doing the voice because I have to.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say is Rosa. Can you picture her as She-Hulk?
Yes. Is she She-Hulk?
No.
Oh.
But
do we have a She-Hulk yet?
Not yet. Oh. Can we confirm that we don't have a She-Hulk yet? Is this breaking news? The- that's I think that'd be really good.
Yeah, for sure.
I want her in more stuff. She's my favorite character on that show. She's great.
Yeah, yeah. My favorite's definitely Terry in their show. Just because I love Terry Crews.
We saw the episode where he's going for his vasectomy and he's constantly on drugs.
Yeah.
And that felt more like, because I forgot how crazy Terry Crews is and everything else. In that show, he's just really normal and mellow.
Yeah.
Because that works with his character. And I forgot about like the Old Spice stuff where he's screaming and kicking people. I forgot about that.
Those were the best.
And he's on the drugs in that episode. He's just like yelling and all saying this crazy nonsense. This is awesome. I was like, I miss Terry Crews.
Yeah, this is the old Terry Crews.
Yeah. Well, now he's just old.
How old is Terry Crews?
43.
Well, that's yeah, it checks out.
We get 1 Google per episode.
And we're gonna use it on this. Hold on, I think we can just.
Can you think of something else to Google?
What if it comes up naturally, like the history of, like, chairs or something?
51.
Oh, wow. You were way off. 43.
I was gonna say like 53 or something, but I was like, nah.
I was gonna say he has to be at least 50, but then I was like, probably not. But yeah, guess he is.
All right. What's the history of chairs, Kane? You got 10 seconds.
So a caveman sat on a rock, but it wasn't very comfortable. It kept spiking him. So he like smashed it down so that it was more soft, and that was the first chair.
Enough of your
created.
garbage.
The man who created that, his name was Chair.
It was not until the 16th century that chairs became common.
It wasn't until the 16th century.
Chairs
What?
were in existence since at least the early dynastic period of
That's what
Egypt.
I said. Oh wait.
They were
I
covered
thought
with
dynastic
cloth
period
or
was
leather
dinosaurs.
or carved wood and were much lower than today's chairs. Back in the old day, chairs, your chairs these days, you got it too easy. We're talking about chairs now. That's
Wait,
great.
so chairs were first invented in the 16th century, but before that we had weird like smaller chairs in Egypt. Is that what? If I heard correct? Were they made of sand?
Just piles of sand. I was trying to find Egypt chair, but I couldn't.
I've always wanted to go to Egypt.
Do you want to go in the pyramids?
Yes.
Do you think we'll get trapped in a pyramid?
Then we have to fight our way out.
Mummies can't be that tough. It's probably just the smell that'd be the worst part.
There's only one dead body in the entire pyramid, right?
Unless we're going with Hollywood Egypt, so they're coming out of the walls.
But yeah, like each pyramid is its own tomb, right? That just has one like ancient pharaoh in it.
Yeah.
So like you wouldn't even smell a dead body until you're in the center part.
That's true. And then he comes up and he's like, we're like, push him back down.
Oh no.
Wait, okay, so if he's alive, does that mean he's got magic, and so he's got magic strength? Or can we still beat him up because he's just bones and toilet paper?
Okay.
We gotta plan this out.
So an ancient pharaoh rises from the dead, and he'd just be a skeleton at this point, right? There'd be no flesh.
Yeah.
Or do they like preserve it?
Oh my god, we completely forgot the point of Egyptian burials, to be preserved.
They preserve it.
But, you know, I'm assuming they had someone come in every once in a while just be like, just double check. Yeah, he's still pickling. That's good. But nowadays, it's not like there's a... Oh, maybe there is.
How long do the preserves last? I think we got to go into a pyramid.
Yeah, we got to figure this out now.
we got to crack this case.
Now, are we going to end up finding the nose for the Sphinx?
Didn't it never have a nose?
Every single show or movie that's made a joke about that, like they go back in time, it's always someone working on the nose and then they bump into them.
Yeah.
Whoop. Oh, man.
I remember not getting that as a kid. I remember it happening in like SpongeBob or something. And then probably not SpongeBob because that's under the water. But anyway. And I remember being like...
So that's sand.
I'd be like, oh man, he ruined... Yes, so it is sand. I'm like, oh, he ruined the statue. That's so sad. And it wasn't until like... I was like, oh, the Sphinx doesn't have a nose in real life. Later on, I was like, oh, now I get all these jokes.
I call it bold and brash. More like belongs in the trash. That's a good bird.
It's really
But he's
good.
being nice about it. How long have we been going?
20 minutes.
47.
Oh, that's barely anything.
Okay, we got one more minute.
One more minute?
Yeah.
We never had a topic. Did we have something we wanted to discuss today?
I want to talk, Oh, do you think we could have, like, ticking?
I heard the ticking of a clock. Do you have a clock?
I have a bomb.
Oh, well, it's probably one of those. I bought... So, last year, my school had, just had a garage sale in the lobby of my building.
Mhm.
And I was just looking around, and I found this really ugly clock. It's the one in there. It has all the beer bottles on it, and it was like 50 cents. And I was like, fuck yes, I'll buy
Nice.
this. And then I put batteries in and hung it up, and it was the loudest thing ever. It was like... and I was like, ah!
The current time is 12:03 to the hour. Oh my god.
Do you remember, does Sabrina have a record clock downstairs? That one is also, like, they put batteries in, but instead of going like tick, tick, tick each second, it just goes tick, 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 and
Oh, that's
is
fucking
constantly
annoying.
ticking the entire time.
It should scratch. It should go. I love that we have a record player.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. The first time I ever successfully used a record player, I was very drunk, and me and my buddy Travis were like, let's try to figure this out. We were at a friend's party, and then we're just like, there are so many buttons, and we're like, how do we make the sound happen? Like, where's the volume? But it's on the separate, because you plug it into like a stereo, and you turn it up there. And we just, like, after like 20 minutes, we eventually got to play, and that was the proudest I've ever been. From Lilo and Stitch?
Yeah,
Or from Elvis?
from Elvis. Oh, that'll be on Disney Plus. We watch that. That's a sad ass movie.
Which one, Lilo and Stitch?
Yeah, it's like dealing with like child. What's it called? Who are the people that steal kids from parents?
Like, CAS?
Oh yeah, like like the Child Protective Services and
Yeah.
stuff. And it's like kids dealing with the fact that their parents died and
Whoa.
yeah.
Isn't that what all Disney movies are? It's like, my parents are dead and I'm sad and I have to learn to get over it.
How many of those? are
Every
there?
single one.
I can't think of one.
Tarzan. The Lion King. The Little Mermaid. Her dad doesn't die, but it's pretty much that.
You're not dead,
It's
but
like, my dad hates me and won't let me do anything.
that's not dead parents. That's wishing your parents was dead.
Exactly.
Two very different things.
Bambi.
Yes.
Aladdin. He's an orphan. It counts.
Well, but no. See, are we going with?
Oh wait, he's not an orphan. Aladdin 3, Prince of Thieves, or whatever it's called.
Are we going with like the movie saw them die?
The movie Saw?
Yeah, or like the audience saw them die.
Both. Or either. Or
Okay.
neither.
Well, then with both, you could say it for any movie, any Disney movie, really. Snow White's sad because her parents were brutally murdered by Vikings.
Does Snow White have parents?
Yeah, they were brutally pillaged and by Vikings.
Were they? Is that like the original story, or are you just basing it off the time period?
That's just what I got from it.
Oh,
That's the message.
That was the underlying subtext.
Yeah.
What's the worst Disney movie? It's Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast is so lame and boring and dumb
Yeah?
and doesn't really have a point. Like, I mean, the main point is to, like, love people for what's on the inside, not the outside, obviously. But nah, the Beast is a terrible person.
She learns to love the Beast on the outside, though, in the remake. Because
What?
when he becomes human, she's like, have you ever thought about growing a beard?
Nice.
And then he goes like rawr, but it's like an actual like animal roar. It's like roar.
When he's a human?
Yeah, that's how the movie ends. That's how it ends. It's weird.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
What?
They should remake Beauty and the Beast.
Again?
Yeah, why not?
Do it one more time.
They could do it again. They would. They'd
They
be like, we're
would.
taking the technologies from The Lion King to remake the Beauty and the Beast remake.
I don't really have a problem. I know a lot of people are really against these remakes.
We're
I
bringing
don't
back
really-
Emma Watson for a cameo as the dead mom.
Is there a mom? See, there you go, dead parent.
Oh wait, there is a mom actually. In the remake, they bring a whole storyline about how her mom died from the
There you
plague,
go.
the plague or something, the French plague.
From the plague.
Oh no no!
Is her dad in, or is it her crazy uncle, the
It's
inventor
her
guy?
dad.
It's her dad.
And yeah, you haven't seen it, right?
Which one? The new one?
Yeah, it's pretty shot for shot.
Then why?
Well,
See, my biggest thing with them. I don't really care about the remakes. Like, I don't care that they're being made, but I also don't really want to see them, because if you're just doing like shot for shot, there's no point, because the old ones still exist.
right.
But if if you want to like do your own thing and like do a spin on it, that's cool. But more often than not, it's worse.
That's fair. I think I mostly just see them just to see like, okay, how do they take like the way like the Beast moves, like his mannerisms, the way he talks, and like how do they translate that? Like when they sit in the boardroom and they say, okay, we can't have him get mean to her. He's like, no, we have to. Okay, we'll see if we can find a balance. Can't have that scene where he grabs her by her head and starts shaking her.
Is that a scene?
You don't remember that?
When he grabs her by the head?
Yeah, and he's like,
No.
you're going to be dinner, and that's final. And then he says, I'm sorry. Oh,
Yeah, that movie
I was having too
sucks.
much fun.
That's what, like, the only reason I would have seen the new Lion Kings, I was like, I want to see, like, how, like, the CGI is and everything. But also, I'll just watch a clip on YouTube. I'll just watch Can You Feel the Love Tonight on YouTube, and there I got it all. I got Donald Glover singing, I got the CGI. It's fine.
Like, I'm wondering, the only thing that you could get from the remake is, like, there's a couple of things that are clever, like, a lot of the really goofy stuff, like what do you want me to put on a skirt and do a luau? They cut that out.
But that's, like, one of the best jokes from the
But
movie.
They replace it with, they pop up in front of the hyenas, and they're like, ladies and gentlemen, we present to you your dinner. And they get chased away.
Nice.
I was like, that's good. That's good. But all the other goofy stuff is gone. There's a dumb scene, like, Rafiki doesn't have his stick in the whole movie.
I think you told me about this
And
off the air.
At the end, he's like, my old friend. And I'm like, is that the only way you would know? What? He doesn't even use it for anything besides hitting other animals.
That's a line for no one.
Yeah.
My old friend. It's like, oh yeah, like we know he had a stick in the cartoon.
It doesn't even
like...
look that cool. Like in the movie, it's cool. It's got stuff hanging off.
Yeah.
It. The new one, it's just a stick. My old friend, I need you to walk. Oh God. This is, like, is there anything good that's just new?
Is there anything good?
Like, I don't want to say I hated it. The actors, like even the kids, were like amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a couple of times where I'm like, I want to see when Donald Glover gets real mad, and he does some good times where it's like, tell everyone you killed him. No, fine, I will. Like when he's screaming at Scar, it's actually really good.
Yeah.
I think they do the slow motion scene.
The slow motion fight.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
I
think
love
they
that.
do it, but I don't know. I guess it was fine.
Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah.
whatever. Oh God, there's a scene where, okay, remember when Zazu is in the cage, and then like Timon's being chased, and Zazu's like, let me out, oh, let me in.
Yeah.
They replaced that with Zazu shows up when they're about to like go save the Pride Lands, and he's like, Zazu, this is Timon and Pumbaa. Hi. Okay, everyone. I'm like, there's no point to that.
What?
It was, oh God, there's a part where Beyonce Lion says, lionesses, attack! It's just, it just sounds like something Beyonce says.
Lionesses attack.
Yeah. She's the queen of her pride.
Yeah, she'd call her fans lionesses.
Oh, the guy who played Zazu, John Oliver, he's probably the weakest.
Really?
Yeah, surprisingly. He's very one note.
Yeah.
The flat singing, am I right? Oh god, I Can't Wait to Be King.
Yeah.
It's just them like running past a bunch of animals, and then all the colors are gone, and the whole point of that scene is like they're trying to get away from him.
Yeah.
And when it's the last part where it's like, oh, this is where he finally gets away, it's really easy for him to see them. The whole song, there's like, oh, that's a clever way to hide from him. No, it just ends with them running, and he's like, oh no, you're getting away. Ugh.
Oh man.
Oh, I was really upset that Eric Andre was he's like Ed, the guy who just goes like
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's perfect for him. But instead he's like he's basically just Keegan-Michael Key's bud. They're just doing stuff like chewing on a bone. It's like, let me chew on the bone. No, you got enough to chew. No, I didn't. You've been there longer than me. Well, you know, improv. And
who plays the girl hyena?
Not Whoopi Goldberg. Oh, also she's not funny. She's like the leader of the hyenas, and she's mean.
Oh.
Yeah.
I love the hyenas as a kid.
They're
my
great.
favorite part. They're so good.
Say it again. Mufasa.
Woo!
Well, they do that in the movie, and it doesn't work.
Oh.
Yeah. It's annoying.
Well, I mean, but going from one disappointing movie to the greatest movie ever made, I can't wait for the new Sonic movie to finally come out.
We can go see it on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, it comes out on Valentine's Day.
It's awesome. Oh gosh.
Oh my god. I liked the design. I mean,
I don't mind it.
I didn't like it. It wasn't good, but I didn't hate it.
What I didn't like about the trailer is that it just looks like a Pixels, where it's just like they're in the government. It's gentlemen, we have a thing that's happening, and then Jim Carrey comes in and he does this thing.
Oh, he was so annoying.
He was.
Everyone was like, Jim Carrey's like, save the trailer is the best part. I was like, he was really, I didn't find him funny.
I saw him and I said,
bless you. Oh, it was just a yawn trick. Oh, bless you.
Sorry, it snuck up on me. It's like a jump scare in It. It's like, oh, it was nothing. That's every single scare in It.
Really?
Yeah,
I haven't
every
seen
single
the new
one. It 1 is good. It 2 is, I think I hate it now.
Hate it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just because it's like 2 hours and 40 minutes, and it should be that because there's a lot to explain.
Yeah.
They don't explain. It's replaced with adults walking slowly through hallways. Oh, I guess it was nothing.
But also, isn't the whole thing like, if you're not afraid, like if you have no fear, then he can't really hurt you?
Yeah.
So if I'm a grown-ass adult with 6 of my close friends, I'm not going to be scared of the clown. Even if I know it's a scary demon, I'm still going to be like, yeah, but like there's a bunch of us and we all have baseball bats.
I have a gun.
I'm a grown-ass person and I have a gun because I know I'm going to fight a clown.
The way they... the point of that is, like, their memories are gone once they left the town.
Yeah.
So they forgot they forgot what it was, and then when it comes back to them, like, they're afraid again.
When it comes back, I'd go, oh, I remember this. I remember being scared as a kid. But now I'm an adult, and I know how to beat it. It's a clown.
The movie opens up with like a very, very, very homophobic scene.
Really?
Yeah. It's in the book, too. It's like these guys are beating up on this couple and, like, kill one of them.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's...
Oh, like that's how the book like opens, isn't it?
I don't know. It's how the new one opens, but I think that may be how it opens in the book.
Because the book, I think it starts with that, and then in the 90s like TV miniseries, they changed it to be like the clown just kills like a girl.
Oh yeah. Because you weren't allowed.
Because they're like, we're not gonna do a hate crime on.
But what was annoying is that that movie was filled with moments. Okay, there was people like right behind me that just wouldn't shut up, and they would make terrible jokes. Like, the couple, like they give each other a little smooch, and then one goes like, ugh, and then the next scene is one of them getting murdered for a hate crime,
Whoa.
and I was like, so are you guys running into that camp? It's like when we saw Far From Home, and when Peter and MJ have the smooch, and those people next to her is like, she's gross.
Yeah.
It's like, no, this is adorable. You find it weird that when they said Spider-Man isn't going to be in the MCU, like the same day the Uncharted movie lost its director, and then months later, probably even just 1 month later, they announced Spider-Man's back. The Uncharted movie gets a director.
Whoa, wait a minute. Are
'Cause
these two movies...
They're related because
connected in
Tom
some way?
Holland is going to be Nathan Drake.
He is?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's going to be like 40-year-old Nathan Drake. And it was just weird to me because it's like, what, did someone get in trouble? Is Tom Holland like this asset that is just really volatile now? And it's like, oh, I'm not touching this. You put Spider-Man back. And then they did.
I'm so glad. It's how many more? It's one more movie, two more movies for the MCU deal.
You get one more Spider-Man movie where Marvel themselves is making it.
Mm-hmm.
You get one more Marvel appearance, and I think references from the Spider-Man Sony stuff and the Marvel stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like what the Marvel TV was supposed to be, but it's not as one-sided, where it's like the TV references the movies and the movies don't reference them.
Yeah.
I think it'll be like Captain America is like, that crazy Venom. Is he here? No. Oh, just, yeah. So Spider-Man can say like, man, I sure wish Doctor Strange was here right now.
Yeah.
He's not.
He's not, and he won't be. Don't get your hopes up.
He won't be.
He's not in this movie.
And they're saying like they could be like future crossovers and whatever.
That's good.
Yeah.
At least they're not at least ending it the way it did with Far From Home. Like it's such a crazy ending, and then being like, and now he's gone. I was.
That's like, that made me laugh because I'm like, that's like, as if it couldn't get any worse.
Yeah.
It's on this huge cliffhanger.
I'm so excited for the new Marvel stuff. Like I figured after Endgame I'd be like, maybe I'll watch other things.
Right.
But like, nah, I'm really excited. When they announced all the new movies and stuff, I was like, those all sound really good.
I was kind of just indifferent because I woke up the morning after they did the Comic-Con thing.
Yeah.
And I was like going through the titles, like, okay, yeah, obviously. I'm like, yo, Blade?
Yeah.
Blade got me the most excited for some reason, but also Thor. I'm really excited for that.
Yeah,
That's gonna
Natalie
be good.
Portman's back.
She's gonna be Natalie Thor, man.
Port Thor.
Thor, Natalie Part 4.
There you go. We did it.
That movie's gonna be
He's
great.
back.
We're gonna have Fat Thor. We're gonna have.
Do you think he'll still be Fat Thor in the fourth Thor?
Oh, I think so.
I think he'll have gotten ripped off screen.
I think they're gonna keep him fat just because there's a lot of material they can do with you. You see your ex and you're like, oh, you're looking good, and she's like, you're not. And then it'd be stuff like, you used to date, like, yeah, he had abs before. I think there's like too much they could work with that. If he is ripped again, I'll be very surprised.
Really?
Just because Taika Waititi seems like the kind of guy who's like, oh, Thor's fat now? Great, I got some ideas. I'm gonna poke that belly all day. He's adorable. I love hugging that bloke. Oh no, it's British.
I was surprised that he stayed fat for the entire movie.
Mm.
I thought when he first got his hammer in the past, he was gonna get ripped, and then it didn't happen. And then I thought the end, right before the final battle, he was gonna get ripped again.
Oh, did you like his hair and his beard?
Yeah, the braided beard.
That was neat.
Oh, it was so cool.
Thor's arc is getting really weird because it's like, Thor is a hero. Oh, but what happens when everything he's taken away from him? Well, he's still the king of whatever he's got left. Everything he's got left is gone, and he's just a total loser. But now he's gonna go who he should be. It's like, well, wasn't that the best of what he already didn't lose. No, now it's whatever he wants, but he doesn't know what it is. It's like, that's fine, but what's happening with Thor?
I really like it. I think
Yeah.
he has become my favorite character. He's the most interesting one now.
Marvel's been really good at that, where they start off with a character like Captain America and Thor. They get a couple movies, a couple crossovers, and you still don't give a shit about them.
Yeah.
But then they get one movie right, and then you're sold on them.
Do you remember when we talked about how Iron Man 1 made you all love Iron Man? Captain America 2 made everyone love Captain America. And we're like, I hope Thor 3 makes us all love Thor. And it did.
Yeah.
And it did.
Now he's getting a fourth one.
He's the only one to get a fourth one.
Because, the other ones are too rich. They physically can't get any more money.
Except Robert Downey Jr. is going to be in Black Widow, isn't he?
That's what I heard.
Well, why? Just let him be dead.
Are you going to see Black Widow?
Yeah, probably. Why
Yeah.
not? Actually, I don't know. See, I really like Black Widow, but now that she's also dead, there's no point to this movie. I don't really care anymore.
I was really surprised when they said it's not a prequel, like, in the 80s or something. I was like, huh.
Yeah, isn't it? It's set between Civil War and Infinity War. Is that what it was? But that's when she's just hanging out with Captain America, isn't it? So is
Yeah.
Captain America going to be in this movie?
They're getting Russian Captain America, David Harbour.
Really?
Yeah, he's got like the mask and everything.
Whoa.
It's I don't know what he's supposed to look like, but I think it's just gonna be red Captain America with a big beard and a big belly.
Nice.
I bring pride to my country. I throw shield at you.
I really want them to do Nazi Captain America, a Hydra. It's like bring him back, but then have him be not good. Be so cool.
That'd be awesome. Oh my leg. Oh my life. Oh,
Were you sitting on one leg the whole time?
I think I didn't even notice till just now because my leg hurts.
I woke up this morning and I was sleeping. I had all three of my pillows stacked against the wall, and then I was just leaning on it with just my neck and head like that. It's like on the wall, and I was like, "This is not how pillows work."
Sometimes I think like, should I sleep like that, where I put the pillow on the wall and I just have to like arc myself up a bit?
No, it's not comfortable.
Well, you know, sometimes you gotta like.
Bless you.
It keeps sneaking up on me. But you know, sometimes like I wonder, like, should I sleep with like my body hanging over the bed?
Sometimes I think it'd be fun to sleep upside down like a bat.
Remember when Batman's girlfriend woke up and saw him doing that? She's like, "Okay, I'm going back to bed."
Yeah.
That was-
I mean,
that
what
was-
other reaction could you have? You just be like, okay, I guess. You want to get nuts.
What if that's in the Joker
Let's get
movie?
nuts. Oh my god.
He says,
love
"Why
that.
don't you get nuts?" And he starts throwing nuts at people. You're all allergic.
Yeah. See, I love the Joker in Batman 89 because, in a weird way, both him and Batman are responsible for each other in creating each other, and that's pretty cool. And I like that.
I'm not a fan that he's Joe Chill.
I don't really care.
Yeah, it's not.
It doesn't really affect anything.
It really doesn't, surprisingly, but it's yeah. It adds like a little extra twist to it, I guess.
Yeah.
It's kind of worked into the story pretty well, because earlier Batman's like looking through like possible people that kill his parents, and then someone comes in to talk to him and he drops it, and then if you look at that scene, you notice that the Joker guy, whoever he was before he was the Joker, is the next person.
Ooh.
So he was about to find out.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's a little clever. But other than that, I like how they like take off his face paint that's his regular skin color,
Yes.
but it's in reality it's just him taking off the Joker makeup. And I'm just like, that seems confusing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I completely get it, but I'm trying to figure out like how they made that work. And he comes in with the Prince song.
Yeah. He's got his fancy satin beret.
I forgot about the beret.
It's so good.
Remember his long gun?
Yes, his giant gun. He shoots down a plane with it.
He's a good man.
Remember when he's just dangling from a gargoyle and then dies? What a shame.
Remember Heath Ledger's Joker? When he blew up that hospital. Remember when he beat that cop to death? Remember when he slit that guy's throat? All these clever shenanigans.
Remember when he was also dangling from a gargoyle?
Oh yeah.
I don't think it was a gargoyle, but he was dangling for sure.
He was dangling. He was Jeff Dangling. I just want to watch The Dark Knight.
Let's go watch The Dark Knight.
Should we go do it right now?
Let's watch The Dark Knight Rises.
Oh, God. Okay, I feel like if we watch The Dark Knights, we gotta watch Batman Begins first.
No. I don't really...
Well,
Batman Begins is boring.
I'm conflicted about it. The
It's
first half is really,
boring.
really good. Like, it's so weird and different. And then the second half is just so lame.
Well, see, the thing is, I watched The Dark Knight first, and I was like, this is amazing. This is such a good movie. And then I watched Batman Begins, and I was like, this is lame and boring and dumb. But I bet if I watched it on its own, I would like it.
Maybe. We'll watch it at some point.
Yeah.
We'll watch half of it at some point. You know what's weird? Everyone keeps saying, like, oh, God, I don't want to see another Batman origin. It's always that. That's, like, the only time they've ever done Batman's origin in a movie.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't do it with the Burton ones. He just started being Batman.
They're just kind of always talking about it, though. They're like, remember that time your parents got killed? And then we'll do a flashback. And it's like, we all know his parents got killed.
Oh, God. I just love the idea of, like, Batman's in his house. He's like, No, like the Robert Pattinson. He's, like, in his house, and he looks up at his painting, and you see the parents, and you're thinking in your mind, please, for the love of God, don't flash back. And it goes, and you're like, oh, fuck off. And it's 10 minutes. It's longer than the Zack Snyder one, which is in slow motion.
It's in slow motion. The pearls slowly break apart. That's the opening to that movie. What? That movie's weird.
I'm going to say the opening lines, the little speech that Batman says at the beginning of that movie, and then tell me how relevant it is.
Wait, does that movie open with... It opens with his parents getting murdered, right? And then it does him, like, on the ground when the city's falling down?
Yeah.
Just start with the city falling down.
Right?
Because that part's so good.
There was a time above, a time before. There were perfect things, diamond absolutes. But things fall, things on earth. And what falls is fallen. In the dream they took me to the light. A beautiful lie.
What? That doesn't make any sense.
What's, like, I don't know what that's referencing. Is that just him being like, man, life's hard. That's why I'm Batman.
Is it supposed to be like... Because he's like things are good, like diamonds, yada, yada, yada. But he's like, but things fall. Is it supposed to be about Superman? Like, you're supposed to be good, but you failed.
That'd be great if that was.
I think that's what it's supposed to be.
There's actually some, like, when Zack Snyder talks about the movie, he's like, oh, this was supposed to represent this and this. And you're like, oh, that's pretty smart. I wish you made that clear.
Wish you would have put it in the movie.
Oh, God, I love the new theme they did for Spider-Man. Like,
Which
remember when the first one opened up with it? And you're like, ah!
Yeah, see? That's the only memorable one.
Can you guess what this one is?
I think I remember the Avengers one. Or I could pick out the Avengers one if it was if it was being played. Like, I could be like, oh yeah, that's the Avengers one. I couldn't sing it for you right now.
That's fair. That's the first one that I memorized because I really liked it.
Yeah.
And then everyone was saying, no, don't know any of the Marvel themes. They're all boring. And then the trailer for Infinity War came out, and now everybody knows the Avengers theme. Can you guess this one? Bum 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 bum.
That's Superman.
It's Spider-Man. He's got two.
What?
I don't know why. They remade the Spider-Man theme. Just use that.
They have the perfect one.
Yeah. Oh God. It's the best one.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they don't have the legal rights to use it a bunch of times. You get one.
Why would you use it in the opening credits?
To let you know that it's a Spider-Man movie.
That's really the perfect.
Because the movie opens with Michael Keaton at a construction site, and he's like, "You know what? Life's good, boys." And then he makes you think, what is this movie? Am I watching Birdman?
Remember when they're like 8 years later, and everyone went, What? Wait a minute. What?
The way they can fix that is they just they take out 8. Years later.
Yes.
How long? How long has it been? Years, months, and years.
Well, isn't that
It's been forever.
Didn't Marvel literally just go like, yeah, that was a mistake?
Yep.
There's like Sony fucked up.
There was
That
even a
one's not.
recent thing where, it's like the J. Jonah Jameson website they just made, and there's a scene. Someone's talking about how like, oh yeah, I was doing a stunt for a movie. Like, it's like a fake news article.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, no one actually disappeared in real life. And they say like they was halfway through the stunt, and when he came back, he was like falling midair, and Kevin Feige was like, "No, Hulk is smart. He made everyone safely come back." And when they announced that Spider-Man's back, they changed the article. So it's just like, do they just make these mistakes on purpose?
That's
I
funny.
mean, it's not important at all.
Yeah.
Like the 8 years thing, it's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
It's kind of annoying when they do say like 8 years ago, and then Iron Man is in Infinity War. He says, "'Cause 6 years ago."
Yeah.
That's a little annoying, but who cares?
Also, it's weird that Endgame has a 5-year just time jump in the middle of it, because that also means like now all the movies, they're not set now anymore.
I don't think any of the movies is really going to deal with that. Like, that was the point of Far From Home.
Yeah.
That's the point of all these Spider-Man movies so far, is just like all the Netflix shows and all the whatever other shows Marvel made. I was always looking forward to like, oh, what's it like in this world where it's just like superheroes are kind of like celebrities and they just do their own thing. They never really deal with it. Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man's dealt with it really well. Like, the kids are at school, like, was that a gunshot? Was that the dog? The kids at school,
Was that
they're
the
just
dog
like,
gunshot?
all right, marry one, kill one, kiss one, Thor, Captain America.
Yeah.
It's funny.
I like when he plays the video of Captain America. He's like, pretty sure this guy's a war criminal now, and I'm not supposed to do that, but
I forgot about that. There's a deleted scene where then they go to Washington. You see like the giant flying battleships that Captain America took down.
yeah.
And they're like, oh, that's the flying battleships that Captain America took down. And Zendaya pops in. He's like, well, yeah, because he was trying to cover it up because it was his idea. No, it was Hydra. That's what they want you to think. I was like, good old conspiracy theorist MJ.
I hated her in Homecoming. She
Mm.
was my least favorite part.
She was my favorite.
Because she wasn't funny.
Yeah.
Like, her whole thing was like I'm like the contrarian. But it was never funny. And I was like, well, this was... And then she was like, by the way, I'm MJ. And I was like, well, okay, why?
Like, it is kind of annoying. She doesn't really have a point to the story, but she kept popping up.
Yeah.
And then in the next one, he's like, you know what? She's kind of cute.
I like her in Far From Home. She's way better in it. I feel like
I
she
love how
does
awkward
more.
they are.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Should we close it out?
Sure.
All right. This is the last episode.
It's been a good run.
Kane's going back to war.
Yeah.
He wasn't asked.
Turns out we didn't win.
He wants to go back to he wasn't asked. He just has to go kill some more. And as his friend, I'm going to let him do that. It's like Frank with Ponderosa on Always Sunny. He's like, I'm his alcoholic sponsor. Frank, you got a drink? Yeah. It's like that.
Yeah.
Kane wants to kill someone. Like, hey, I'll set it up for you, buddy. No worries.
No worries.
As long as you're doing it safely. Ugh, what are we at?
3 hours.
Wow. That'll be for the 30th anniversary.